and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. My second book review for you today is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. And this was, again, it's another Outcrate book. This is about a witch named Rune and a witch hunter named Gideon. So lots of serpent and dove vibes. The vibes kind of continue. So in this universe, witches used to like be queens of this land, and the humans, or like normal people, humans, rose up against them and like slaughtered like the three witch queens. And so there's witch hunts and everything, and they make an example of people, and Rune has kind of infiltrated their aristocracy in that her grandmother, adopted grandmother, was a witch, and she turned her in to kind of throw the scent off of her. So she's considered like the belle of society, basically. So yeah, Gideon is her best friend's older brother, so it's a best friend's brother trope, which I was like, of course, like, I don't know why I'm surprised. And this is actually like a little like cute thing. This bookmark is kind of like a minty green blue color, and there's this one scene in which Gideon comes to one of Rune's parties and she has dancing ribbons. I know I think like, is it Bridgerton, or there's another one where they have like dance cards that like your suitors can take so they can like claim a dance with you. But in this universe they use ribbons, and this color is the exact color of Rune's ribbons. So I liked that little detail. I'm pretty sure Outcrate did that on purpose because they don't do anything accidental. And the one thing I love about Rune is that she is so freaking clever. There was one point where I was like, oh, she's gonna get caught, and she doesn't. She outsmarts Gideon, and I'm like, we stan a clever queen. So I love Rune so much. At one point, Verity, her best friend, who her older sisters like practiced witchcraft and were witches, but Verity's not a witch, which I thought was very suspicious. Because like her sisters were witches and her mom was a witch and her grandmother was a witch, and I'm like, why is Verity not a witch? This makes no sense. And at one point there were people dying, like blood guards, which is like the witch hunting like guard, I guess, like soldiers. In this world they're called the blood guard. And at one point like blood guards started dying, and I was like, is it Verity who's killing people? And it's like, yes, she is, because there's different levels of witchcraft in this world. Like there's 3 different levels. There's like the one level where you use your own blood, the second level is where you use blood that's willingly given to you, and then the third level is blood that you've taken from somebody, like not willingly given to you, so like basically murder. And so I was like, obviously this is going to come into play later. I was right, because Verity ends up being Cressida, who is one of the 3 witch queens, the youngest one, who Gideon at one point had a romantic entanglement with. Alex, his brother, supposedly killed her. He didn't kill her. He fired 3 shots and then let her go, because he's like, she's just a girl, like I can't kill her, like that would just be like cruel, like I can't do that, I'm not a killer. So I was like, okay, that explains why Verity was being so suspicious, because she's like looking at Rune's spell books, and Rune's like, why would she be looking at my spell books? Like, she doesn't do magic, she's not a witch, so why would she be so interested in my spell books? And I was like, something suspicious going on there. But it was also kind of weird because Verity is Cressida, and Verity was like an actual person, so Cressida killed her and took on her identity and everything. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because your best friend is sleeping with your ex-boyfriend who thought you were dead this entire time. Like, that was a little creepy to me. I was like, okay, that's crossing some lines that should not be crossed and everything. And I know that I mentioned in my wrap up of my TBR is that like don't even worry about Alex. Like Alex does not factor into this because at the end, like he asks um Rowan to marry him and like run away to this other country so he can like continue his musical studies and stuff like that. And so he like straight up dies in the last battle. And I was like, oh, good. I'm glad I didn't care because Alex, I feel like the side characters are not very well developed. So when things happen to them, you don't really care. At least I personally didn't care about Rue. Now, if something had happened to Gideon, like I would riot, but I really did not care about Alex's death, and that sounds horrible. But I didn't. I was like, I don't feel like he's that well developed as a character that I should care about him. It was kind of like a best friend, like in love with his best friend for his entire life type thing. And like Gideon at the very end, his turn was so abrupt because at the end he finds out that Cressida is alive and she's like coming to take the blood guard down, and like the age of witches is gonna like reemerge, I guess. Like she wants to take over the country again. She wants witches to rule again. And so Alex gets caught in the crossfire and Gideon is like yards away maybe while Alex is dying, and Alex is like clutching onto Rune, and he's like Gideon, in Gideon's mind he's like, oh well, my brother doesn't even want me there, and like which is not true because Alex was asking for Gideon while he was dying. He also gave his blood to Rune so she could like break up the fight between the witches and the blood guards. So yeah, like that turn at the end, he was like, I will end you. You are going down. And I'm just like, excuse me, sir. Like you are head over heels with her, like head over heels in love with her. And now you find out she's a witch and you're like, oh, just kidding. Actually, I hate her and I want her to die. And I'm like, this seems like a bit of an abrupt turn. So that, I didn't like that about the ending. But yeah, this book was really good. I really hope that they do a sequel to it, like a matching sequel, because I would buy that in a heartbeat because I loved this book so much. I know it sounds like I have a lot of criticisms, but if you can't criticize the things that you love, like what are you doing with your life? So yeah, that was my review for Heartless Hunter, and I will see you guys later. Bye!